All right, good day. Everybody out there is having a good one. So today, talk about a band, Gravehuffer. They've had a new album out that I just finally got. Life has been really hectic, but I wanted to show you where we started and now where we are, kind of like how it started and how it's going. Um, Now the first album that I was introduced to Gravehuffer on when I started playing them on the radio was this album right here. In fact, there's behind the camera, there's actually a special poster for the supporters, and my name is on the poster. Um, Really cool. I don't know if I should take it down, but probably be able to get back up. It's got a huge frame it's in. But anyway, so this album very cool. Now, the way they put it together, it's like the old style. You remember, like the liner notes would either like be in there by themselves or they would be on the the sleeve itself. If the sleeve was something like this, then they would be like a separate thing of liner notes. But this, I gotta say, is the first. It's almost like this. I guess in person it's like a more of an opaque red, but it almost looks candy apple red on camera. But yeah, very cool stuff. Um, I highly suggest this. I mean, the whole album is good from start to finish. Of course, I'm a Gravehuffer fan, so maybe I could be perhaps just a bit biased, but I don't think so. Now, this one was something that was one of them tied you over between the last one and the new one, which was this little dealio right here, um, which Stalingrad's across. And now check this out. Oh yeah, I don't know if you can see him in there, but I got a bunch of Gravehuffer pics. Um, but this, the first little album I've gotten that was white. And I learned right away why you don't get a white album. And I'm so glad that this only has two songs on it. So one being on one side and one being on the other. Because finding the cut on this is like you need to like shine a light at a certain angle to like it's yeah, the cuts disappear on a white album. So if you ever in the market for a white album, make sure it's like one of them white albums that maybe has some other color splashed in there with it. Because yeah, white albums, it's especially depending on how you might have your lighting or whatever, can be hard to see what you're doing. Now, then we had Necrocultion. Now, this album, very cool art. Whole album, once again, just a cool album. Very cool how they did the work. Now, show you off this bad boy. Look at that puppy. Yeah, looks pretty cool, huh? Yeah, very awesome. And they always do this thing too where on each side of the album it's like a different art thing. So you can, very easily figure out which side you're on. Now, it also comes again with liner notes, lyrics, all that cool stuff, which you miss out on when you just get digital stuff. Now I know not everybody's got the room, the ability, or even the want to have stuff on vinyl. That's not what this is about. What this is really about is a long overdue review of this Grave Upper album. Um, Now this is Depart from So Much Evil. I would have had the Black Doomba sticker around here, but I wanted to have it so I could get at it. But another Black Doom has been partnered up with Gravehuffer, helping them get albums out for quite some time now, and it's been an awesome partnership. And it's they've gotten out a lot of cool stuff. Now, one cool thing that I got sent, um, which I thought was very awesome, guys, was this autograph dealio. Now, oh yeah, and one thing I wanted to add, for those not in initiation, like, and when we look back on this, well, like the first album had the original singer. The second album was kind of like this transition. Had a lot of neat stuff on it, the way, but it had, um, a lot of them singing, and it was like this transition to, like, we'll say the new singer. Now, what the big cool thing about this album is, and the thing to show off now, once again, well, show you in just a second, but once again, it's good. Jesus, I can get him out of here. Very cool liner notes. All the lyrics. Now, what is very cool about this album is I had done an interview with Richie Randall, and guitarist, backup singer, founding member, whatever, Gravehuffer. We were doing an interview, and he was talking about how they were thinking about put this album together where it would be cool that they have one side just be one song. Now, a few bands have done this throughout history, but it's like you can count them basically all on one hand. This, now you could get it in three different flavors. I like grape, so I got mine in Paradise Purple. Again, cool different art on both sides. Very awesome stuff. Very cool sleeve too. It's one of them. I love these kind of. They're like double sleeves because they have like a plastic lining inside the paper sleeve. But now, talk about the album. Of course, it's an awesome Gravehuffer album. If you aren't a fan of Gravehuffer, or if you're a fan of metal and you're looking for something new, and they kind of got this nostalgic feel to them as well. I totally recommend Gravehuffer. They definitely have a sound that tends to like bring you back to when you first heard metal, and that type of feeling. And it's like they don't make metal like this no more, type of thing. And but what is so cool about this is that like the whole first half of the album really kind of gets you. It's like a lead up, and the album, being a concept album, being that concept being Dante's Inferno, you basically go through all the levels of how would this now. I don't think you can see the cuts, but on this side you'll see there's a ton of cuts. On this side you'll see zero. There's what almost looks like a cut, but I can tell it's just the music lightening up a little bit. Which is very, like I said, there's not, you can, you out there, let me know about some bands that that have done that. Because I only know a few personally. Some I have in a collection, but yeah, the way that you go, this album, I think more than ever, Gravehuffer has a good way of laying their songs out and taking you on a great ride. Whether you wanna follow it, story wise or whatever, it takes you on a very cool and like balanced ride, and you feel like when you're done you're like, whoa, that was that was awesome, let's do that again. um and this one more than ever does that. It really takes you on this ride, and the first half of the album like gets you ready, and then by the time you know you are ready, it's okay. Here we go. We're going on the roller coaster through hell, so to speak. Um, I like how they did this too. They got their faces, the mug shots all on the bottom there. Um, yeah, it's just very very cool artwork too. That was one of the first things wife said. She was like, wow, look at that art. It almost reminds you of uh like a way cooler version of like those CNI things where you could like stare at it and another image would pop out of it. Like I wouldn't be surprised if it did do that, because wow. But yeah, it's just beautiful stuff. Yeah, really got to give props to all the art on all these albums. And that's another thing too that I will add. If you go over to Gravehuffer's um Bandcamp, you'll see that they have a actually a brand new album out um called Mile High Live. Now this um obviously is it's well it's kind of, I guess it would kind of serve as like a greatest hits, almost like their first greatest hits, but it's like Aerosmith Classics Live. Yeah, there's one. Several other bands have done stuff like that. Like instead of just putting out a greatest hits album, let's take all the stuff that we've gotten from shows, and it's it's awesome. They did a great job with it. It's just like being, at a Gravehuffer show, corny jokes and all. But yeah, the one thing that I wanted to show you though is that they have plenty of albums to check out. Of course, apart from So Much Evil, they also have this other one, which is a Frank Zappa Black Sabbath cover, Inca Roads, Children of the Grave, uh, like, I don't know, mashup, or I don't know how you would call it. It's like a medley, we'll say. That's the way to put it. But yeah, they have it on here as a cover, but yeah, the way they did it, very, very cool. And it's so um is it's just perfect, Gravehuffer. And I, really dig the way they put it all together. Now, all that being said, they have a ton of cool merch like this, and they do these really cool like glow in the dark shirts, and they always have like a certain amount of like these, like for them people that don't really get into metal but they like metal shirts. This is a band that you should go check out their metal shirts, um because they have some cool ones. um and not just like of like the cover, or stuff like that, just really cool like glow in the dark shirts, like um yeah, don't wear it to be hiding or something, because you'll be found. They glow. Um, and yeah, they have just several things like that. They're always coming out with new shirts with awesome artists with just great art. And even if you don't necessarily like their music, even um any metal fan can appreciate these shirts, because they're all just killer, and all the art and stuff that they get going on, they just, yeah. And that's why I say they have like, also they have like this nostalgia feel also with the presentation of everything. You know, it's like it's like the music I was brought up on, the metal that raised me, damn it. And I really appreciate the thought on the little things that went into this. And I know how hard it is to get these things together and off the ground. And that's why, I'm so grateful for, Black Doomba Records and everything, for helping make all this stuff possible, because you know there's another band, indie band I'm going to talk about that I got on vinyl. I have a few indie bands on vinyl, but it's like a lot of them are releasing digital singles and stuff like that because it's much easier, it's much cost effective. And then they can maybe put that together in an EP and release it digitally, because it's hard. It's hard to make an album and then put all that money, effort, and then get it out there, go around doing shows, traveling. I mean, this is, it's like, the old school way coming into the new school way of doing things. And I really appreciate that, because we only have so many, awesome bands, even major label bands that, are releasing just digital, you know, things or singles at a time. So if if a major label band, that's kick ass, can't get the backing to put out a full, a full length album, or finds that it's more cost effective for them to just release singles, think about what, releasing three in a single is like, or singles is like. So yeah, I applaud the effort and everything, and the album is just, it's sonically, it's awesome. I got a pretty nice stereo to do it through Cliff speakers and stuff, so I really get to enjoy the highs, mids, the lows, all of that, and really like to get the house vibrating. And this is an album that will do just that. You will have felt like you have been through a tour of hell, but in an awesome way, in a good way. I guess, if that's possible. But yeah, I highly recommend this album. If you don't have the other ones, get on it, because it's a supplies last thing. So some of them you might not be able to get. So go check it out right now. If you're somebody that collects vinyl and wants some awesome metal in your collection, some awesome, indie metal in your collection, and something that, could easily, like, especially with like Your Fault, like you could put that on and like tell somebody that, oh yeah, this is an older band that I finally found on vinyl or whatever. And they would be like, wow, and you tell them, oh no, they're new, but they have that feel to them. And while still being this fresh new thing that you're not hearing everywhere all the time, every day. They're their own sound, their own thing, and that's another thing that I appreciate about them is, there's a lot of talent out there, but there's a lot of music that's just starting to really sound the same. It's like it it's awesome, it's great stuff, well written, well put together, and some just awesome guitar work and stuff like that, but it still ends up sometimes sounding like a million other things. And then sometimes bands put out albums where you kind of get like, and I'm a fan of Godsmack, but you kind of get like the Godsmack issue where all your albums just start to, it's all just one big album. You're just kind of writing the same album over and over again in different ways. And Gravehuffer doesn't do that. They try new things. I mean, from everything from having like, you know, um, symphony stuff even added, with actual cello players and stuff. I mean, they have really, done some cool stuff that I think it's apt that they have a Zappa cover, because I think it's something that Zappa would be very proud of. And yeah, with all the cool stuff that they got going on, and you get such a diverse amount of metal, it's like this is all one band, you know, and just the three albums worth. It's yeah, it's yeah. You get a lot of bang for your buck for sure. So definitely go check them out. Go take the ride on their Mile High album. I love the way they put that together. If they ever do like even a limited release, I want that on vinyl for sure. But yeah, definitely. If anything, go get this album. Go get some Gravehuffer merch. You'll show it off to your friends. Be you will be the envious. Everybody will be envious of your awesome metal and just awesome shirts. Like, where'd you get that cool stuff? Well, I didn't get it at Walmart. So, this is a reminder, folks, to support, your indie musicians and stuff, because I think at the end of the day, bands like this are going to be the bands that we go to in a world where everything starts to kind of feel the same. Be a grave huffer. It's you could still maintain being in the same genre of music and do completely different things and do different stuff, and you know play with stuff in your music that you haven't done before, and that's what keeps it fresh and keeps it moving. And Grave Upper have really been a prime example of that. So yeah, it's not like you buy the albums and it's like, oh, this reminds me of the first album, except newer. No, you don't get that. With you get a ride each time is a new roller coaster ride, and they're awesome rides. So buy the ticket, take the ride. Hope everybody out there is having a good day. Hope it's going as good as it possibly can be. We got tons more news, reviews, reacts, all sorts of good stuff. Go get yourself some Grave Up merch. We'll have you all linked up to all the places to go. Like I said, support, indie artists. We've already seen major labels are doing. They're even squeezing, these bigger bands. They're only releasing singles at a time to get enough money to release an album. I mean, it's 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 getting bad, and I think especially with this AI stuff and all that, I think we're really gonna be leaning more on our independent artists and appreciating them a lot more. That's how I foresee the future, but that's a good thing, right? So anyway, like I said, have a great day. While you're going to get some grave offer, I'm gonna go put this album back on if you don't mind. Have a great day, everybody. Catch you in the next one. Go get some grave offer right now.